Alright, I'm going to talk about the first two formation patterns for plurality in Sinhala. The first two are additive and subtractive. There are a lot of replacive patterns in Sinhala, so I'll save that for a later video. But I just wanted to talk about the first two here. If you saw my last video, then you know the basic differences between these three patterns. I'll very briefly touch on them here. In additive, you add something to the singular version of a word and it gives you the plural. In English, we have cat and cats. You add an S to it. So because of that, we're going to put over here plus S. But there's a second pattern in English as well. We have a word such as church. The plural is churches. So we have two patterns, two additive patterns in English. There are three in Sinhala. So it's not that much different. The first one, instead of adding S or ES, first one in Sinhala adds Allah. Or actually Allah. So in the Sinhala script, it's that. An example would be the word for father, ta-ta, ta. Oh, wait, I miswrote that. Okay. Ta-ta. Okay, so that's the word for father. The plural for it, ta. Ta. You add la to it. So there is the first of the three additive patterns in Sinhala. The second one, you add an in to the end, but you also lengthen the vowel directly before the end. So iri, iri would then become irin. So what happens here is the E for the ri becomes ri, and then you add an in. So you add in, plus there's gemination, which basically just means you lengthen the vowel. The third rule for additive in Sinhala says that you add ru at the end, and also there's gemination. An example of this pattern would be Dua. Dua means daughter. When you make it plural, it's duwaru. So I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it perfectly, but basically the u becomes lengthened, and then you add a ru at the end, an RU sound. So those are the three patterns for replacive in the three replacive patterns in Sinhala. So I'll move on to the subtractive. Now you remember in English, an example of this is piece of furniture. To make this singular idea, to make this plural, you have to subtract part of the phrase. You take out piece of, you're left with furniture, which is the plural form of this phrase. There are two patterns, two subtractive patterns in Sinhala. They're actually identical. The only difference is that some are animate nouns and others are inanimate nouns. For the additive pattern, all of the nouns that you will find within the additive pattern are animate nouns. All of them are. If you come across a noun that is inanimate, you can automatically recognize that you're not going to add something to it to make it plural. The subtractive pattern, however, has a mix of both animate and inanimate. All you do for this one is you just shorten it. So an example would be like the word for book is pota. To make it singular, it's pot. So what you do is you subtract an ah sound. You just shorten the word. There are a lot of examples of this. This is actually pretty common from what I've seen, that is. Then you also have, this is an animate noun, pota. No, it's inanimate. So an example of an animate noun would be the word for tiger, which is kotia. So let's see. Kotia. And then to make it plural, you subtract the sound. So it becomes koti. Again, it's just you subtract the So anyway, those are all the patterns to make plural nouns in Sinhala for both the additive and subtractive patterns. In my next video, I will show you how the replacive patterns work, but these are all the patterns for additive and subtractive. So you have three additive, they're all animate nouns. The first rule says that you add a la to the end of the word. The second rule says that you add a n, an in, at the end of the word, plus you lengthen the last vowel. The third rule says you add a ru, an ru, and you lengthen a vowel as well. The subtractive rule says you shorten it by subtracting the last a from the word. That's all you need to do, and it's pretty simple. So good luck with the replacive.